Good morning, my name is Sean Robertson and I'm Sales Director at Sunseeker International. And here we are today at the shipyard in Poole to give you a good walkthrough the 74 Sport Yacht. Now the Sport Yacht derivative is taking a Predator but adding that extra amount of entertainment space. And it came around from client demands around the 2006-2007 point where they loved the Predators but were being pulled towards the Flybridge range, but wanted that compromise in the middle. So still with the great looks, great performance, but that extra amount of space on the top deck. Now that might be for entertaining, it might be for that wind in the hair feeling when you're driving, or it could be if they're running the boat with a crew, it gives the separation of the ability for the crew to either drive the boat from the fly or from the lower helm whilst the guests are using the other areas. So, as I said, this is a 74. She is now probably about the 8th, I think it's the 9th model in the Sport Yacht range that we produced in that time period. And as we can see, if we come back out into the aft cockpit, it doesn't lose what a Predator is all about, which is that outside entertainment space. And we've got, if we start here, a massive L-shaped, almost semi-round seating area, which, to give it some perspective, if I sit here, you could easily sit probably 8 to 10 people in complete comfort in this semi-protected aft cockpit. You see you've got the protection from the overhead. You'll notice this beautiful transverse lighting that runs all the way through it. So it gives it a real feature, and we'll see in a minute that that runs all the way through the saloon as well. So really adds length to this whole space. Coming towards the aft end, this seat now is more open, more external. You feel like you're in the elements more now. But what you notice from here is even when you're sat at any area, you'll notice that even in the side bulwarks here, in the superstructure, you've got glazed panels. So you really never feel confined. And what you've had to serve this area is this table here, which at the moment is more in a lowered, almost drinks mode. But very easily, I can flip this over, then slide it forward into this position. At the quick push of a button, we'll then raise it up, and we now have a full dining table with a couple of director's chairs on this side. Again, 8-10 people, no problem at all. So very, very flexible and very easy to use, and it makes great use of this aft deck. Going further aft from that, you'll go into this sunbed area, which again, I'm not sure if it shows in the film, but to give you some idea of the scale, I would say that's about 2.5 meters long by about 3.5 meters wide. So 3 or 4 people on that is very, very easy. It's got a lovely raised headrest here and a nice stainless steel rail that runs all the way around the aft edge. So if you're sat there, if you're running gently, something to hold on to or put your feet against to give you a nice feeling of security on that aft deck. Coming back forward again, in the side here you see you've got all the controls for the Bezons-only passerelle, which extends out and goes about 1 meter, just over 1 meter past the bathing platform. Obviously very important for med mooring and access on and off the boat. And then you'll see you have the controls here for the bathing platform. So as with most of the Sunseeker range now, you've got a full hydraulic platform that drops to about knee high underwater and will carry a second tender, a jet ski, up to about 450 kilos in weight. But not only does it make the access or launch of the tender very easy, it also is a great place to be swimming on and off in the lower position, very easy without a ladder. Bring it up just to water level, stick some chairs on there. It's a great place to be and entertain. So works exceptionally well. Forward of that, you'll see then we've got the garage. So again, built into this aft sun pad is a large hydraulic door that will open up, and then inside there we can get up to a 395 Williams tender. So a great size tender that will not only work as transport to and from the beach, but also is big enough to ski behind and have some real fun. So again, a great accommodation of that, and the ability to carry two tenders, a tender and a jet ski, works really well on this size. So coming back forward again, you've got a staircase to the Sportfly on this port side, which we'll go through later in the video. And then underneath that, you've got a great storage locker here, and then a fridge that serves the aft deck on this forward edge. So again, easy access for guests to get to drinks, storage, everything falls to hand really easily. And then controls for the lighting on the port side here. The door opens like a standard patio door, so over to the centre line, so it leaves a great walkway through to the saloon. And you'll notice that you've got a flush floor, so there's no step over, and you've got a drainage channel here. So any water, if you're washing down on this aft deck, will drain into that drainage channel rather than potentially coming through into the saloon. You enter a saloon and you're in a completely different environment. Beautiful oak flooring, the mixture of lacquer, light oak wood, granite tops is quite stunning, and it's very contemporary, but it's not cold. It's quite neutral, so I think it'd be very easy for a client to put his own stamp on how he wants this interior to look. And if we come forward, first thing that hits you, loads of light. I mean, huge windows, both port and starboard side in the superstructure, going all the way forward to the windscreen. So really you've got 360 degrees of glazing, light and view, which is, works exceptionally well. On the port side, you've got a entertainment cum storage cabinet. So a high-low electrically raised TV on the port side here. Again, when it's hidden away, it doesn't obstruct the view at all. Large storage lockers going forward in this cabinet, and then into an AV locker here on the forward edge with the Sonos control for the TV and DVD here. On the starboard side, you've got another massive seating space. Very comfortable. It's a really nice, deep sofa. Very, very comfortable to sit on. And you've got this beautiful metallic grey, almost silver grey lacquered table here on a very, very, very beautiful stainless steel leg. But that's not the real trick with this, as with the outer table, is the ability to take it from what is just a cocktail table, folding it out, moving it forward, and suddenly you've got another dining space. And again, as with the outer table, this one will raise up and down in height, and also you've got a button you pull and you can slide this in and out to get exactly the right position for drinks, for dining, however you want to use. Very, very nicely done, and I think it really suits the flexibility of this interior layout. So from this seating area, you see, you've got now outside, inside space, beautifully done. But the real party trick is that with the push of a button, we can seamlessly link these two areas. So we talked about the patio door opening. So it opens up to this center line, but now push the button and hydraulically the door disappears down through the deck. So if you couple that with the seamless floor here with no threshold, and suddenly you're starting to link these two spaces together. And because of the glazing, it doesn't feel like you've got an outside space and an inside space. They just now link as one. And look at this, look at the area you now have for seating, for entertaining, so much space, so much seating, sunbathing, dining, however you want to use this, it works very well. Remember as well, if we come back in here, I can also open the sunroof here in the superstructure overhead. So you imagine the flow of air you've got through now, cooling this space, and look at the length. I mean, from here to the aft end of that sunbed, it's got to be close to 10 meters, 9 or 10 meters. It is a huge space, beautifully linked together, and I think works exceptionally well on creating this flexibility between the Predator style, the Sport Yacht variant. Works very, very well. So we've come to the forward end, into the business end of the Sport Yacht, and we'll talk about the seating first, because it's not just another seating area. I mean, this is the perfect place to sit when the boat is running. You know, with that roof open, you know, the boat's running, you've got either a view aft here, very, very secure, nice place to sit. You know, you can sit this way facing forward, or using this more as a chaise longue underneath the open sunroof. So works really, really well. On the starboard side, great storage locker. I think we called it a chart locker, but it's going to be just for general storage, and huge amount of space, easy to tuck everything away beyond that. And just the little details, carbon fibre and stainless steel handrail on top, completely oversized, but beautiful and tactile and lovely to look at. Air conditioning controls underneath, so you've got 4 separate zones for the air conditioning, so you can really be very flexible on how you control the temperature on the interior. If we come round now to the helm itself, so you've got 2 beautiful leather cross-stitched or diamond-stitched in silver thread within the seating. Extremely comfortable. I mean, it's really going to hold you in well, you know, really into that seat and in a great position. Obviously fully adjustable up and down and in and out to the helm. So the helm console itself, this matte carbon fibre effect is a real, you know, really tactile, looks beautiful. I mean, really stands out as a feature. And then coming to the instruments themselves, you've got 2 Simrad 19-inch touchscreen displays. Obviously on that you can link any information you want, from the radar to plotter to navigation information. And although they're touchscreen, we also do put in the hand control. So when you're running, when it is sometimes a bit more difficult to be accurate with the touchscreen, you actually got the control here where you can use it like a mouse to highlight where you want and then push to confirm. So nice little addition here. You've then got the smaller Simrad screens, which control then from autopilot to rudder angle to depth and speed. So again, very, very flexible on what you can display. This display here gives the overview of all the boat systems. So DC power, any alarms, AC control, fuel tanks, navigation lights, etc. is all controlled from here. This boat's fitted with the stabilizer system, with the side power vector stabilizers, which it changes the way you use the boat. Obviously, being a Predator, not so important underway, although even underway it can make it more comfortable. If you're turning, it keeps the boat flat. But the biggest bonus is obviously when you're sat at anchor, have this system on, and you know, you reduce probably 85 to 90% of the roll. And that means if you're sat there in a bay, something goes past or there's a bit of a swell, it's going to go from your drink sliding across the table to just the water or the wine just moving slowly in the glass. Makes using the boat at anchor in a bay overnight so much more comfortable. Makes a dramatic difference. Coming across the console, an engine display is here. You've got lovely ventilation points on here from the air conditioning. So if you're at the helm, you get a flow of cold or hot air coming over you as you need. All the controls for roof, anchor, bilge, everything is here, and these beautiful sort of ceramic and stainless steel switching here, easily marked and obviously lit at night. Main helm, I love this. This is the Rolls-Royce Touch with the self-centering logo in the middle, so no matter where you turn the wheel, your logo is always center. Little point, but I think these little touches make a real difference. Over to the main engine controls, very easy falling to hand. And then again, this boat is equipped with a bow and stern thruster, and it's got the hold control on it. So if you're coming in, once you've got into position against the dock, you can put the hold on and it will put a 5%, 10%, 15% of thrust, either holding you against the pontoon, against the wind. So it makes the last, you know, sort of detailed mooring points, getting lines on, much, much easier. Works very, very well. And whilst we're talking about that, So this boat is fitted with the 1550 horsepower MAN engine option, and hopefully on the screen now it will show you the fuel consumption charts on there, so it gives you an idea of speed, range and the consumption at those different RPM ranges. So very flexible hull, great for cruising anywhere from 10 speed at a more displacement cruise all the way through to 25-30 knots as an easy cruise, and she'll have a top end speed of around about 34-35 knots. So very flexible, great performance, and great, the feeling of still a predator, very easy to carve turns, and great feeling of performance and speed still from what is a very capacious sport yacht. On the starboard side here, we do have an access door out. This is electrically locked, so turn on, push the button, unlocks the locks, and then it simply pushes out to give you access straight out to the side deck. Now this is great during the day if you're at anchor and you just want easy, flexible access through the yacht. Obviously when you're docking, when you're mooring, it means that whoever's at the helm can immediately get access to the side deck, either just to look at where they are positioning wise, or even to help with lines and help the family tie the yacht up. So again, a great bonus, works very well, and very easy access out to the side. If nothing more as well, when you're running, it's great ventilation. If you want that door open without the aircon running, gives you that. Go to the port side, you see that this glazing just continues. So even right forward here in the saloon, look at the height of that glazing. I mean, it really stands out and gives you a great view through to the outside. And before we do go downstairs, I'd just really like to highlight again the detailing in the features here in the ceiling. So the mixture of materials going from beautiful soft touch materials here to the lacquer. So this is a white lacquer running through the center, and with these highlighted LED lighting features which run all the way through the saloon and out into the outer cockpit. So again, just accentuate the length of this overhead. Works very well. So that's a good look at the main deck, the helm area. I think what we should do now is let's go down the stairs and have a good look down at the galley and the accommodation on the lower decks. So let's come on down to this lower deck. So first thing, staircase here, easy steps, really wide. This beautiful carbon fibre and stainless steel handrail makes it very easy to come down. And just little features, the end of this bulkhead here is all in glass. So again, it just opens up the whole space, doesn't feel confined. On the way down, you see you've got a drinks cabinet, very nicely, easily accessed from the top. And then obviously here, you've actually got a wine cooler as well on this mid-level. Very easy to access from both ways, it works well. So, beautiful oak steps down. You'll see in the floor here, all the way through the yacht, you'll see these access points. Again, you haven't got to pull anything up. Very easy. Lift the loop, put it up, and you've got access straight down to all the service points. So the 74 is a lower galley, but you wouldn't believe it stood in it here. The amount of light mainly coming in from what is the windscreens directly above is incredible. And the headroom, I mean, I'm not that tall, but you can see here, the headroom up here is incredible. So you don't feel that you're isolated away from the main deck level, and you certainly don't feel enclosed at all. It's a really great feeling of space. Galley itself, you've got a beautiful white granite top, inset with the 4-burner hob, sink, and then rubbish bin in the corner here. Plenty of space for setting out drinks for food, very easily done. Dishwasher, oven, storage all the way around on this lower level. Drawers above for cutlery, and then again even on this upper level you've got storage, crockery in this one, extractor hob, and more storage here. So for extended cruises away, there's plenty of space to get everything but away. And again, even though it's the galley, the mixture of the wood, this metallic grey finish, the white tops, really stands out. It's a feature. It's not just a galley, it's a feature. Big window, so even in this galley space, you've got a very large, oversized window here with an opening port. We'll see that on all the windows all the way through the yacht. So during the day, if you don't want the aircon running, you can get that fresh airflow all the way through the main deck and the lower deck level, so works exceptionally well. What I love about this boat though is going forward, you've then got this separate, we call it really a breakfast nook. It's another little seating area. Great, you've got a TV opposite. Great place maybe in the mornings to sit and have your coffee. Maybe a place to keep the children happy during the day with the PlayStation running on the TV. It's just a really useful space. Again, with its own window and opening port. Great storage even between the galley and here, all the way through. And this beautiful little table and almost serving area here. I mean, just works very, very well. Very, very nicely done. And again, great headroom. And you'll notice this transfer of the upper saloon feature of the lacquer, the inset LED lighting, and the mixture of materials work really well. Another nice little thing here you'll see is inset in there is the speaker system for the TV. So even on this lower deck level, you're going to have great sound, and it's all beautifully set into the ceiling. So let's talk about the galley. We've got refrigeration here opposite, so oversized main fridge, and then 2 drawers underneath for freezing or cooling, so they can be controlled independently, and a great size, whether you're just going out for the weekend, for the day, or for an extended trip away. You've really got ample refrigeration and freezing space. Works nicely. Accommodation itself. So let's go and look at the smallest cabin first, so the third cabin. And just before we enter, look at the door. So beautiful grained light oak running down, but look at this inset mirrored stainless strip running down through. Simple, but makes such a difference in breaking up the wood. Going into this cabin, remember this is the smaller cabin, and look at the headroom as I step down through, just 2 simple steps. Got a great size twin cabin. These berths can slide together to create a double if that's what you want. Huge window still. I mean, give you an idea, that's probably 1.5 meters, nearly 2 meters long. Opening port light, mirrored opposite. So the feeling of space in this cabin is incredible. Great headroom. And again, that feature we saw above of the inset strips running through it really accentuates the height and the length of this cabin. Look at the detailing on this headboard as well. Just a really simple little feature. From the soft touch materials, stainless steel inset, all the panels cut into individual. Then you go to lacquer, then you go back to a soft headboard. Beautifully done. And then the little bedside cabinet, such a small little feature, but the mixture of lacquer, the light oak, and then a stitched leather inset top. It's these little details that make such a difference, I think, as you walk through, particularly on this 74. It's little details that really make it stand apart. In terms of storage, if you're in this cabin, huge locker. That's full of cushions at the moment, but you can see that it's, plenty of hanging space there for a step away. You actually see you've got a control here for the sliding bed. So it's not a manual operation. You pull up the little red wood inserts on the floor, push the button and slide the beds together to create your double. Works very nicely. Forward, you've got an ensuite door. Great size. I mean, huge shower with twin shower heads, a rain dance above you, plus a separate shower head. Beautiful sink with storage under and over, with the over storage being mirrored, and then obviously the head itself. And it's finished in this beautiful marble effect. I mean, it just really stands out. Very light, very practical, and a great size. And again, window straight to the outside with an opening port in it. You'll see that. I know that's a little detail, but I think so important when you're actually using the boat. So coming out, come back out into the lower deck area, shut that door here. You'll see you've got a separate door into that ensuite. So during the day, for use as a day head, for family, for guests, you're not having to go for a cabin. You've got the separate door access into there. You'll see 2 more access points into the bilge. Again, I know we mention this in every film, but those are key. Without, the easy access means that maintenance is done, checks are done, and very important. And that detailing I was talking about, we've already talked about this TV from the this breakfast nook, but look again at the detailing of the leather panels with the stitching. Just makes a real feature of it. It's great to see that detail running through. Forward into the VIP, you transition from the oak flooring into a beautiful soft touch carpet. Really feels nice underfoot. And what strikes me here, I mean, we are right in the bow of the boat, and yet look at the space, the headroom, the floor space, really good size VIP berth. The windows, I mean, again, right in the V, but great size windows letting the light in with the opening ports in them. We've got storage all the way around the beds at the higher level, again in this metallic grey, metallic dark silver lacquer finish. The detailing in the headboard again, going from soft touch to wood to then a different soft touch material actually at the headboard point. Flexible reading lights, you know, just little practicalities. If you're actually using it, you're staying on board, make such a difference. And then overhead, you've got a opening deck hatch up to the foredeck with a blind obviously over to cover out sunlight or any natural, forced light during sleeping time. So it works really well. Under the bed itself, you've got twin drawers. So again, you're not having to lift the mattress to get to any storage. You've got 2 drawers here to access that. Oversized TV, again with a built-in sound system above. So, you know, you've got great audio visual in here. Lovely little vanity area. Mirrors, so important. You know, I think if you're staying on board, having the mirror for practical reasons, but also it bounces light around the cabin. So works very well. And a nice stool, again with storage inside. Just little practical touches, which stows away underneath that vanity unit. And then on the port side, access into full height hanging and shelving on the aft edge of that there. For again, if you're here for a few days or extended cruising, plenty of storage space. Ensuite, access straight here. So again, a great size floor area, oversized shower with the beautiful glass door. Storage below and above the sink with the mirrored finishes again. They just work really well. And of course you've got the opening port light in there as well to give you ventilation during the day, letting the air flow through, or when you've used the shower, just to let the steam out and clear all the air through. So going back aft, we come back to the galley area. We're then just transgressing down 2 steps. Very nice, simple steps, but nice and wide, easy to use. We've got another massive storage space, which I suppose could be used for linens. It could be used for, for the galley area, for food storage, dry food storage, if you're extended trips. But I mean, there's a massive space. I mean, you've got 4 huge shelves there. So very, very easy to get everything tucked away. And we go through another beautiful design door into the master cabin. And what a master cabin it is. Look at the floor space. I mean, you could have a party in here. I mean, it's huge floor area around a king size berth. On this port side, you've got it could be a breakfast area. You know, if you're getting it ready in the mornings, I can imagine in an evening sat here having a glass of wine whilst you're getting ready. And what better view? I mean, you've got a window running the full length of this cabin. Over 2 meters long, close on to 70, 80 centimeters high with an opening port. And look, you're right down at water level. That is going to be a stunning view to wake up to or go to sleep to. Just beautifully done. Bedside cabinets each side, good size, but also with drawer storage underneath. So again, storage key all the way through. You've got a huge walk-in closet on this port side with extra shelving inside, 3/4 height hanging and full height hanging. I mean, and you know, it's another cabin here. I mean, I could walk in and just huge amount of space. There's a safe within the hanging space, USB charging point. Very, very well thought out for tucking everything away, and floor space that you could even leave cases on. I mean, there's so much space in there. Coming round to the starboard side, again, the huge bedside cabinet with storage underneath. You'll see the storage cabinets on this massive vanity area. I mean, this is a beautiful countertop with the inlaid leather stitched tops again. Lifts up, loads of storage, and the mirror. There's a pull-out stool here again, which will go on the floor with storage underneath. Very, very comfortable. Not only as a vanity space, but I think if you were maybe even working on the laptop here, very, very nice. And again, you're looking straight out that mirror image, oversized window in the hull side here. So you're going to have a great view out. You know, just really accentuates what is already a large cabin space, but with those windows, it's incredible. And as we said elsewhere, you'll see there's a full height mirror here. Very practical, but again, it really tricks you in the amount of space in here, then the light reflection. Great, considering you're right in the, you know, the lower deck here, you don't feel it at all with the headroom, the light, the mirrors really give you a feeling of such space. Ensuite, very, very generous, oversized. You can see on the floor space, huge sink with storage underneath and over with the mirrored doors here. And the shower itself, I mean, you could get 2 or 3 people in that shower, again with rain head over the top and separate handheld shower. Something we didn't notice in the other cabins, but are there, you've also got a heated towel rail in each ensuite. Nice bonus during the day, hang the towels up, keep them nice and dry. And again, in this ensuite, you'll notice the big window and the opening port. Again, very, very practical to keep everything aired and dry during the day. So coming back out, I think before we go to the outside spaces, again, I'd just point your camera to the detailing again. Look at this flow of detail of mixture of ceiling feature with the inset lighting that you see all the way through the yacht. And it's these details that make such a difference. We've seen it on the doors, we've seen it on the headboards, in the ceilings, and you really, really makes such a difference to the interior. We've just looked at obviously all the lower deck accommodation, but before we go to the foredeck, we mustn't forget that actually in the stern, we do have a further 2-berth crew cabin. Now I call it a crew cabin, I mean it's 2 really good sized berths. They've got their own ensuite in that area, all access from the bathing platform. But we know that a lot of clients will even use that as an overflow guest cabin, children's cabin. So it's a great usable space, even as storage, but we mustn't forget about it because it is another key component to the 74. Okay, so let's go up the side deck here to the foredeck entertainment space. But a couple of key features as we go through. Obviously you've got these very easy to use gates, so keep the youngsters secure. When you're underway, just lift and pop back into position to open them up. Very, very simple. Great size fair leads here. So whether you're tying side to or stern to, very easy access for the lines into a great oversized bollard. And you'll notice, just as we follow that down, you have got spring bollards or cross springs in the med here on that lower section. Stern docking windlasses, great for the med. Once you're in on your bow lines, you want to get pulled exactly into position with your stern lines around these, half a turn around the cleat, and then you've got foot control on these. So again, it's very easy to actually have both hands to use for the line itself and get everything tightened up and ready to go. Once you've done that, there's nothing worse than having a tailing line. What do you do with it? Do you coil it on the deck beautifully? Well, we thought of that. Little locker, put the excess line in here, shut it down, and everything's beautifully tidied away. We go forward, you'll see you've got lighting all the way through this side deck. So at night, easy access through, very well lit. And you'll see how high this handrail is immediately from the aft cockpit all the way through. Falls the hand, you feel very secure and very easy way forward. Midships cleat for springing, nice addition, particularly if you're mooring against a pontoon or a dock, makes it very easy. And the next thing I like to highlight is look at the size of this glass. I mean, That's only about 20 centimetres off the deck and virtually my height here. So you've got a great idea of how big that glazing is from the saloon, and how the superstructure and the deck line is cut to match the glazing, so it doesn't interrupt with that view. You'll see that it's cut down here as we run forward, to give you that view from the inside out, but also to let the light from the outside in. As we go forward, we've just got one step here on the deck, so very, very easy side deck to use, and you come up to this massive foredeck space. Drinks holders set in all the way round, another spring cleat here, and we come forward to nice storage lockers. You'll see this on both the port and starboard side. I mean, you can never have too much storage, so nice to see that every little every area has been thought of in that. And if we come into the main seating, you'll see there's nice little addition here is refrigerators on both the port and starboard sides of that seat, so drinks can be brought up, stocked in this area, so you're not going up and down back to the cockpit. This seating space, I mean, it's lovely. I mean, great size. You could get 4 or 5, 6 people here nicely. The table works as a drinks table, or maybe even for some dining if you wanted to, up on the foredeck. And you do have a canopy that comes up here to give some protection from the wind and sun. And you'll notice down on this lower level that you have got a separate audio zone here as well. So that doesn't have to be just repeating what's being played aft. It can be separate, or it can be in a party mode where the whole boat is playing the same thing. You have got storage lockers under this seating as well. So again, extra storage. The sunbeds themselves, whilst we're here, you'll see you've got these adjustable arms. So that can be put in any position from completely flat to up as a raised section, whichever way you want to go, or back down to even a nice lower angle, depending on how you want to be seated on the forward section. So very, very flexible, and obviously each side of it is operated separately, so depending on who's sat there. So if we go forward, where you can traverse right the way across this deck at the same level, there's no steps, and we come now forward into the working area if you want. So great size windlass with the all important devil's claw here, so a little detail but great to really securely hold that anchor when you're underway, and very easy to use. Just simply tighten up and it's nice and secure. You'll notice there as well, I don't know if you can see, you've got the beautiful stainless steel swivel on the anchor. So again, when you're retrieving the anchor, it always comes the right way up and doesn't come up into the bow roller at a funny angle or upside down, which can be a real pain. You've got foot controls for the anchor windlass here. So again, if you're dropping the anchor, it can be done from the helm or from here. But also if you're in the med mooring and you're using the actual capstan to tighten up a bow line, it means again you've got control of the capstan with both hands free to be able to work that line. You've got access either side to the actual chain locker itself, and as you can see in there's ample space to put fenders in there whilst you're running as well, to give you that extra amount of storage and not be carrying fenders all the way back to the aft storage lockers. Great rail height all the way through, easy to see, easy to use. I mean, it's a huge entertainment space, very well appointed. So I think from here, good view of the bow. We've seen the aft, but now let's not forget we're on a sport yacht. So let's go and have a look at the sport fly and see what extra that offers. Okay, so first thing you'll see, you've got this great hatch here, which not only protects the aft deck from rain, from water, but obviously once you're up, drop it back down, and it means nobody can accidentally step back down through the hole onto the staircase. And what a staircase it is. I mean, it's above the small wet bar, stainless steel, inset lighting, huge wooden treads with rubber security points on the front here. It's so easy to get up and down for, up to this sport fly. Works really, really well. And then this lovely glazed rail here So very, very easy to use. So coming up onto this deck, let's go to the helm first. You'll see you've got these two beautifully sculpted carbon fibre and then soft touch material helm seats. I mean, they adjust up and down, obviously in and out, but just beautiful to look at and really work well with this whole sport yacht design. The helm console gives you pretty much a repeat of all the instrumentation that we saw on the lower deck. Obviously slightly smaller displays. We're at the 15-inch displays up here, but still control over the boat systems, autopilot, radar, obviously plotter, all mixed between these screens and controllable by you how you want that viewed. Same self-centering wheel, really nice little touch. Controls fall really well to hand, and obviously then you've got the same bow and stern thruster proportional controls here. What I would say from here, and I don't know if you can see it, is from this helm position I can see right from the aft port corner of the bathing platform all the way through to the anchor. So if you're in a slightly tighter docking area, the visibility from here is incredible and will make it very, very easy to judge where you are position wise coming into the harbour. So, you know, works very, very well. Over on the port side, you've got lovely little table here with a seating cum chaise longue area. I mean, I can imagine when you're running, I mean, if you're sat here, it's just a great place to be. Protection with the screen coming up and over as well. So really, really nicely, and I hope you'll see the scale of it. I mean, to get 3 or 4 people there, very, very easy. And this table raises and lowers, so can be, you know, more of a cocktail drinks table, higher up if you want, maybe later in the evening. So works very well. And you've got massive storage underneath these lockers as well. And you can convert this whole space, lift that cushion, flip the lid over with the table down, and you've actually then got a forward full sunbather if you want that. So again, very flexible, very neatly integrated into the deck space. After that, a more formal seating area. This table can go from smaller cocktail table to easily folding out for full dining. Drop the sunbed backs down here and you've got a then full dining space quite easily. And obviously this space has got a bimini which you can put over, so if you did want to dine on this top deck, you can do so with some protection from the wind, from the sun. So works very well, and it's just a very flexible space. You know what you can do with this in terms of sunbathing, seating, dining. You know, very, very good. And then in this aft corner, you've got a bar space. So ice maker tucked away behind the teak door here, grill, ice chest with a cooling unit. So put ice in there beginning of the day, that cooling unit will hold it all day. And then a sink on the outboard edge. And tucked away in this front edge here, you've got another slide out refrigerator drawer. So one thing for sure on this 74 is you're never going to go short of ice or cold drinks. It's everywhere. And I think this, you know, this really accentuates, you know, the Predator to Sport Yacht. This is what you really gain. This extra entertainment space makes a dramatic difference, I think, to how you use the boat, how you split guests and family up on the boat in different zones. You know, the audio matches as well. So you have different zones for the audio or a party mode, keeping it all together. Great flexibility, and I think, you know, works very well for those clients that want the performance, the looks, but that extra bit of practicality with the space that's available. So we've had a great look through this 74 Sport Yacht. I'm now sat here with Chris Head, Sales Director of Sunseeker London Group. So Chris, we've had a great look through. It's a fantastic spec. I mean, you've really pretty much ticked every box on here. So what does Sunseeker London Group offer the potential buyer on a 74?
Well, as I said, it's a one-stop shop dealing with Sunseeker London. Yeah, we're quite unique owning 40 offices throughout Europe. So when you buy the boat from us, you've got the service network to support, all owned under the same umbrella. And, you know, we meet people for the first time, never had a boat before. They're a little bit afraid, oh, you know, we can afford it, but what do we do with a boat? We will take them through each process from speccing the boat. There's a few more extras to go on this show, such as the toys, the tenders, the jet skis, the sea bobs, safety equipment, but the boat is a great spec, as you said. So we go through the process of finishing, putting little niceties on, which are the toys. Then it would be, if the client wants finance, yeah, we work with Lombard, we work with many other banks. Registration, delivery to the destination, whether it's UK, you know, the Adriatic or the Mediterranean. And then when the boat gets there, the training, we do all the training if the owner wanted to run the boat himself, or if he wanted to find a crew, we find the crew. It really is a one-stop shop, and it carries on from the ownership, whether he keeps the boat 1 year or 20 years.
And to be clear, Chris, so you know you're covering pretty much the whole of the Med through the main cruising grounds. So it really is for a client buying from here from the UK, whichever country he's from, you cover that all the way through the Mediterranean.
Yes, Sean, yeah, all the way through it. You know, who do you phone to book a berth in Croatia? Who do you phone to book a berth in Malta? Who do you phone? We do all that for the client. So, you know, he might decide next year he wants to do the Grand Prix in Monaco. We would help him find the berth to be able to get the yacht in there, which is not easy, but it's we have the know-how, because having offices in all these locations, they know the contacts.
Okay, well, I love the boat, I love the spec. Maybe I'm a bit biased, but for a potential, you know, someone that's interested, how do they make contact?
Well, you can call myself, my number's on the screen, or any one of my team. If you go on sunseekerlondon.com, you'll see the company, you'll see all the sales guys and girls. You know, call me, whether it's this boat, or if it's another boat, a used boat, or you want some advice, we're there to help. We're not here to take your phone call, you must buy this boat, you must buy this boat. We would like to talk you through the process of buying a boat. We want your business, whether it's a small boat or a large boat.
Okay, Chris, thank you for that. Thank you for watching. I hope you found it interesting, the walkthrough on the 74. So again, as Chris said, if you've got interest in this particular boat or anything else in the Sunseeker range, please call us, and we'd love to hear from you. Thank you for watching, and hopefully we'll see you soon.